Hi guys, welcome back to True North. So in this video, I'm going to take a look at the Naturehike Cloud Up 2, which was my first sort of, well, I had a few tents, but this is my first sort of ultralight tent, which we've got here. The poles, the actual mat, the footprint that goes with it. And I like to put it in here because I use this for long distance backpacking because it's about 1.3 kilograms, something like that. So it's super lightweight. Well, it's not super lightweight, but it's a lightweight tent that you definitely take this on a multi-day hike. It's definitely good for that because of its lightweight, because it's very lightweight. So where I put a card up to the Cloud Peak 2, which I've done a review from, you wouldn't take that on a long distance multi-day hike because it's not lightweight. It's about at least 2 kilograms, over 2 kilograms, so quite big. That's the perfect tent for wild camping. This one, great for wild camping. I'll also put a card up to the Peak District Wild Camp I did on the 19th of December last year before the lockdown happened. Gusts got up to, I think, 1.40 miles an hour gusts, but it stayed 30 miles an hour all night in terms of the strength of the wind. It got up to 35 miles an hour, and this is the tent that I used, and it withstood those winds, which are very strong. Up on the top of Kinder Scout in the Peak District, using a budget tent like this, I paid about 120 quid for it, and it stood up well to it. It's very, very good. So Naturehike are a Chinese manufacturer. The material feels very, very high quality. So let's get it set up. As I say, I keep mine in a stuff sack because this way I can compress it down and actually put it into my pack, and it keeps everything. It's like a small sort of football. Very, very, very good. And you know, it just means I can keep everything dry and just you know, it just takes up less room, really. So let's get it set up, and we'll talk about it. So when we're putting out the footprint, make sure the eyelets are that way round, not this way round. That's the wrong way. Actually, it's twisted, so you can clearly see that's the correct way round. I set it up on Kinder Scout. I put the poles in that way, I think, so I have to redo that. But just make sure to look out for that. Just staking it out, nicely done, and there you have it. Basic sort of structure of the foot mat. Now what we're going to do is put the poles in, because the poles actually go in. Poles go into these little eyelets. Let's get that. This is really strong. The poles have withstood that whole night on Kinder Scout, and everything this just feels very premium. Yeah, this really does. And yeah, it's all supposed to flex and that sort of thing. There it is, really easy to put up, to get the poles in. Don't worry too much about when you start to bend these. They're supposed to do that, obviously. So, but now what we're going to do is put the inner up. Now you can put the outer up first. So the outer you put the outer over the top, and then it comes with these clips, and you just clip it in, which I'll show you in a minute. But we'll put the inner up first. The only downside to this tent is, as I said in the Cloud Peak 2 video, that you have to when you're packing down, you have to take the outer off to get the inner off, to get the poles off basically. So the next morning you couldn't take the inner off first. You have to take the outer off to get the poles off, which is the downside to the tent. Take this out, put that in the first one, and into the second one. And then the inner is attached to both eyelets, so it's attached to both of those, and it's magnetised as well, so it stays in there. Now it's just a case of just clipping this on, just like we did with the Cloud Peak 2. So the end is completely up now. I say really easy to put up. There's these clips just go on all over the place. Obviously if it's raining, then you want to put the outer up first. The outer has these clips which clip into one of these. So what you could do is obviously put the outer up before the inner up by just clipping it in, and then going inside and just connecting these up to the poles. As I say, in the morning, because these are right, the outer's over the top, you have to take the outer off to get the poles off. So if it's raining, then your inner's probably going to get wet. That's the downside of this tent. Finding these clips. So that's the guy ropes in, not all of them in. Now with this bit here, what you can do is, if you want a bit of ventilation, then just peg those out. So you've got some ventilation coming from under there. Clip these together. Get a peg. And what we can do is just put a peg through there. And then just put that down to the ground. As you can see, nice and taut. But what we've done is we've sealed that up, so less ventilation. Obviously, better to do this when it's winter camping, just to keep the air out and stuff. But that's what you do with that. And then this is a tip that I learned from the guys at Summit or Nothing, is if it's really windy, then make sure you peg this out, the top out. So you got a nice, you got a vent here, because obviously we guide that out. So yeah, but this is it. This is you know, the material is very lightweight but very strong. And as I say, this stood up to 35 mile/hour winds all night on Kinder Scout. So it's really good. So let's get inside and have a look. Nice storm flap there. Yeah, it's really strong. Haven't been in here since Kinder Scout. So yeah, you see it's nice and roomy. It's a little bit dirty in here from the weekend. But yeah, the material is very, very lightweight, very thin, so that's why it comes with these footprints, these mats. But yeah, I can easily sit up on it, and if we get inside, and the zips are, you know, they are, you know, you can tell it's obviously, yeah, a budget tent, but they do feel very quality, you know, really quite high quality. So you got a nice little pocket here, obviously hook for the lantern. But yeah, as I say, if you've seen that video, you've seen it that it was really windy, and it, you know, it was at least 30 miles an hour. We're not talking 10-20 mile an hour winds. This was 33, 35 miles an hour all night. I couldn't really sleep, so I was checking the wind speeds all the time. But yeah, the mesh is really good. There's a slight snag there. I don't know what that is, but yeah, I've used this in Scotland. I've used this in the Peak District. I highly recommend it at the price that it is. Yeah. Alright guys, yeah, so listen, I'd really recommend this tent if you're looking to do any kind of long distance walking this summer, providing restrictions are eased. So I'm doing the coast to coast, hopefully in the spring. If I can, obviously, with the restrictions we don't know, but I will be taking this tent because it's just super lightweight. With my Osprey XOS 48, I can just attach it to the bottom, so the external part of the tent, of the backpack. So you know, as I say, it packs down really small, but it's about 1.3 kilograms. Again, I'll put the specifications in the description below. But I wouldn't be taking the Cloud Peak 2 on something like the coast to coast, but you can use this for, you know, obviously just a standard one-day wild camp up in the Peak District. But I wouldn't take it out any more than sort of 35 mile an hour winds. I really wouldn't. You'd need something like a Hilleberg or something more premium if the wind's like up to 40 miles an hour. But it's very sturdy. Yeah, very sturdy, very strong. Poles are very strong, and yeah, material's very light as well. So you do need. It doesn't come with. So where I showed you the sort of the back door of the tent, where I guide it out of the back, I had to use an extra peg for that, so it doesn't come with enough pegs really to peg it all out with the guy ropes, but so you need to take an extra peg or two. But yeah, highly recommend the tent. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you like the video, please click the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll be doing sort of more gear videos like this, but hopefully I'll be able to bring you some sort of more wild camp videos coming up. Hopefully it's going to look like late spring possibly at this rate, or even the summer, the way things are going. So let's stay positive. Any questions about Naturehike tents, you know, please drop a comment below. Perfect budget, perfect entry-level tent. If you're looking for your first tent, not looking to spend a lot of money, get the Naturehike Cloud Up 2 or the Cloud Peak 2, depending on if you're doing obviously multi-day distance walking. Get this one, super lightweight, 1.3 kilograms. The Cloud Peak is Cloud Peak 2 is it's over 2 kilograms, so you wouldn't want to be carrying that on a multi-day hike like the coast to coast. Great guys, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.